We often hear the statement, popularized by Benjamin Franklin, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. And most of our working systems were modeled around this idea, with the exception of some very necessary difference. However, are there any real truth to this? Let's explore. Welcome back to Ira Living Finance. On this episode, we're going to be looking at how our circadian rhythm impact our success. Many people highlight early morning and specific routines as their ways to success. However, are these concepts really at the root of these people's success? Let's start with routines. Many people implement or practice routines as a way of simplifying their systems around them, primarily to focus their attentions on other things rather than the mundane. However, the routine really isn't what's important. What is important is streamlining your processes for speed and efficiency. That might mean having a specific breakfast each morning, or wearing set pieces of clothing, or doing a set amount of activities in a period of time to reduce wasting time and brain power on making decisions about things that are lower on their list of priorities. Additionally, they might practice batching activities to ensure time is maximized for productivity. Those are the key features that impact success more so than the routines themselves. Although it's important for body repair and wellness to be in bed before midnight, the other times of the day that we work is not generally specifically for productivity and efficiency. Some people are sluggish in the morning and high performing in the afternoon. Others are high performing in the morning and ready for a siesta by afternoon. This is because we all have a circadian rhythm, or our internal biological clock. It influences our energy levels, focus, and overall well-being. This in turn affects our mood, or productivity, or decision making, and even our ability to manage stress and maintain good health. Therefore, someone can wake up at 2 a.m. and is able to work until 6 a.m., fully maximizing their brain power and productivity, whilst someone else starts being productive at 10 a.m. and can be just as productive as ever until 2 p.m. And another person is in their element from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. and produces some of their best work ever. Society has been biased towards the early rise and early to bed, and most professional fields have worked within these ideals. However, it's important to find your circadian rhythm and work with it to increase your productivity and utilize your brain power so that you are able to fuel your success. Ask yourself, what would streamlining of your processes for efficiency look like? And develop a plan around that so that you are able to implement it for your best outcome. Additionally, have a think about what points in the day do you feel that you are most productive and your brain is firing at its very best. That might very well be your period where your circadian rhythm is saying this is the period of time in the day that you need to optimize, and therefore you need to explore and examine how you could use those time slots to help you. So for example, if you are currently doing a 9-to-5, that might be your time period, if it is not within your working time, that you could use to start to think about how you can process out that vision, that dream, and that ambition that you have, that you are seeking to pursue, but haven't been able to find the time to do it. And so you can set aside an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours to work on it within that time period. There are many of us who have been constantly told or viewed as being lazy if we are not people who are able to get up at 5 o'clock and be on full cylinder and operating at our maximum, or if we are people who are being up until later hours until 10 or so in the night, being productive with our time, but other people view us as just being time wasters because we should be in our beds getting rest for the next day. Because this has become normalized as an idea, many people think that it is the best approach to our existence. However, you need to find out which of these time periods are best for you. What is your circadian rhythm telling you is your period of optimal performance? Because whatever that is, you need to find a way to harness it for your best outcome. Remember, financial literacy is revolutionary. It has transformed my life, and I believe that it can do the same to yours.